morning I will discuss science and technology, MCQs, and first question is about distributed laser technologies, right? What is distributed laser technology? Consider the following statements regarding distributed laser technology, that is the blockchain technology, right? This blockchain technology is distributed laser technology, right? Uh, and the application is cryptocurrency. That's why it is in news, because cryptocurrency is in news since last 2 years. Okay. So distributed ledger technology is a digital system for recording transactions of assets in which the details are recorded multiple places at the same time. Yes, details are recorded at multiple places, recorded in multiple places at same time. Blockchain technology is specific kind of distributed ledger technology. Unlike traditional databases, distributed ledgers have a central data store or administration functionality. This statement is wrong. First is right. Distributed ledger technology, it is a digital system recording transaction assets recorded in multiple places at the same time, and the blockchain technology is specific kind of distributed ledger technology, right? But there is no central database. In case of blockchain technology or distributed ledger technology, it is decentralized. It is not, there is no centralized. Centralized means, for example, in case of money there is RBI, right? RBI has centralized data system. RBI has centralized. RBI has centralized. It is centralized agency that controls the money. For example, US Fed Reserve, that is centralized agency that controls dollar, right? So similarly, RBI, it is similarly distributed ledger technology. It's a digital system where there is no centralized data system. It is decentralized. It is secure. It is a secure system, highly secure system. It is very difficult to hack, but it is decentralized. That means at each level, it is the system is like that. There is no centralized data system, right? It's like a chain, that is called a blockchain. It's like a chain system, right? It's like a chain system. Okay. So 1 and 2 options are right. Consider the following statements. Antibodies are a fast line defense against viral infections, and monoclonal antibodies are used in treatment. Yes, antibodies are fast against viral infection, and monoclonal antibodies are used in its treatment. Next, second, every single mutation of the virus independently increases the virulence, and combination of them always aggravates the virus properties. See, whenever you see some words like every or always, then they are wrong, right? That always do not aggravate the properties. Sometimes it aggravates the properties, right? It might aggravate the temper. Sometimes it aggravates or increase the virulence. So second statement is wrong. First statement is right. That is, antibodies are the first line of defense against viral infection, and monoclonal antibodies are used in its treatment. Which of the following services generally use encryption to secure data transmission? Messaging services, payment gateways, wireless microphones, Bluetooth devices, bank ATMs generally use encryption. all of them they use encryption. Encryption means only two parties can read the message. Only two parties can read the about the transaction. So payment gateway, that is secure messaging services, that is encrypted. No third party can enter it. Enter the data, get the data. Wireless microphones, Bluetooth devices, and bank ATMs. These all are, they use encryption for data transmission and secure data transmission. Consider the following statements regarding in space, that is Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. InSpace is a single window nodal agency established to boost the commercialization of Indian space activities. It promotes entry of non-government private entities, especially non-government private entity (NGPEs) in Indian space sector. Right. So, as we have limited resources, this InSpace or Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center that promotes private participation in case of space exploration and that is space science, right, space sector. So both the statements are right regarding InSpace. So InSpace, it is promoting the entry of non-government private entities in the Indian space sector. Acinetobacter baumannii, Enterococcus faecalis, Escherichia coli. These causes dengue and malaria. Drugs administered to livestock as painkillers or anti-inflammatory drugs. Right, this is not drugs. Pathogens that are able to develop resistance to antibiotics, and none of the above. Which of the following statements are correct? So that is Acinetobacter baumannii and Enterococcus faecalis and Escherichia coli. These are pathogens that are able to develop resistance against antibiotics. Right? Antibiotic resistance means it is now world's top 10 major health crisis. It is a very big problem at modern days that are created, that is developed in various human bodies because they have taken a particular medicine. For example, like chloroquine or TB, tuberculosis. While taking the medicines, we have seen that they have developed antibiotic resistance. Right? Antibiotic resistance means that will no further medicines will work in their body and the health expenditure will increase, and that they will be immune to the for example antiviral or antibacterial medicine or antiviral medicine or anti-any pathogen medicine, that is antibiotic resistance, right? Or antimicrobial resistance. C is the answer. Pentavalent vaccine protects against which of the following disease? Pentavalent vaccine: diphtheria, tetanus, hepatitis C, pertussis. Which of the following vaccines, pentavalent vaccines, protect against which of the following diseases? Right? Pentavalent vaccines that protects 5 major diseases, that is diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, that is called as whooping cough, and hepatitis B, and so here C is not included. It is hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is included in pentavalent vaccine. So 1 to 4 is the answer. Right. And another thing is that is Haemophilus influenza type B. Diphtheria, tetanus, Haemophilus influenza type B, and pertussis. These are the pentavalent vaccines. So 1 to 4 answers are right. Hubble Space Telescope was successful by making which of the following observations? Tracking interstellar objects, capturing a comet colliding with another planet, discovering moons, Arrow and Pluto, Hubble Space Telescope, and probing supermassive black holes. So, what are the success of Hubble Space Telescope? All the statements are right. Tracking interstellar objects, obviously capturing comet, colliding with another planet, discovering of moons, Arrow and Pluto, and probing supermassive black holes. These are all the success of Hubble Space Telescope. Now, James Webb Telescope have been replaced. The advanced versions of Hubble Space Telescope that has been installed in the Lagrange point, and it is giving crucial informations. Artificial intelligence is very useful in which of the following areas? Artificial intelligence, credit card fraud prevention, obviously it can be utilized, right? Well, in case of application, generally all the options are right. Credit card fraud prevention, artificial intelligence means machine learning, that is where machines have the ability to think, right? Rather than the program. In conventional computers, we have programmed things, but in machine learning or artificial intelligence, the machine have the ability to observe the things, right? They have the ability to machine have the ability to detect what is wrong, and they will function like a human being. So, in case of credit card fraud prevention, GPS mapping technology, identification of nutrient deficiency in soil, self-driving vehicles, personalized online shopping, all these things where artificial intelligence is applied, right? In case of online shopping, automatically whatever you suppose, based on your choice, they will give the advertisements, right? That is artificial intelligence, right? So self-driving vehicles, that is artificial intelligence, obviously AI. So all the options are right regarding artificial intelligence, regarding the applications. It's a new technology, advanced level technology, which can be applied in almost all sectors. Okay. Consider the following statements regarding bioenzymes. What is bioenzymes? Bioenzymes are organic solutions produced through fermentation of organic waste like fruits. Vegetable peels, flowers like mixing in sugar, jaggery, molasses, water. From these bioenzymes are created. They are organic solution, right? And yeast can be used to slow down the process of fermentation. Which of the following statements are correct? No, yeast increases the process of the fermentation, right? To fasten the process of fermentation, yeast is being used. So second statement is wrong. One only is the right answer. Which of the following can be achieved by using nanotechnology? Nanotechnology, it is an extension technology, right? That works, the study the behavior of materials at nano level, right? Nano means 10 to the minus 9 meter, which is extremely small particle level. To study their behavior, that is called as nanotechnology. Delivery of active drugs, which is the most important application of nanotechnology. Active drugs to target tissues in the human eye. In our particular body, wherever the problem lies, only drug will deliver there, right? Drug delivery is one of the biggest application of nanotechnology that can be used in case of cancer cells also, because in case of cancer, what happens, in case of cancer, when a particular person take the chemotherapy or get treatment for cancer, the medicine that affect the whole body, right? There are various repercussions of it which is not intended, right? It affects the whole body, right? And to stop that, nanotechnology it can be applied, and its success is that it will do accurate drug delivery, and that will not affect the other parts of human body. Okay. Deliver drugs at the cell level using DNA based nanostructures. At cell level using DNA based nanostructures. Manipulation of nanoscale biological specimens such as bacteria, viruses, proteins in human body using light. What are the application of nanotechnology. In all the cases, delivery of drugs selling using DNA-based nanostructures, yes. Manipulation of nanoscale biological specimens such as bacteria, that is also can be done by nanotechnology. So all the options are right regarding nanotechnology. Usually, when there is a modern technology, it can be used in almost all the cases. In all the cases, it can be used. Next, there is graphene. Graphene, that is magic material. It is termed as wonder material due to various properties it exhibits. It is used in which of the following? Wearable devices like heart rate monitors, solar cells, touch screens, biosensors, everywhere. On all these cases, graphene can be used. D is the answer. Next, consider the following statement regarding proteins. Regarding proteins, consider the following statements. Protein need to take precise three-dimensional shape to become functional entities. Need to take precise three-dimensional shape to become functional entities. Most of the time, protein folding happens automatically. Misfolding of proteins can cause number of diseases like Parkinson's disease and cataract. Right. Most of the time, protein folding happens automatically. See, this statement is wrong. Protein folding does not happen all by itself. Right. Most of the time, it does not happen it by itself. A special bunch of proteins called as especially molecular chaperones, right, assist in folding the protein. So there is a special protein that assists folding of protein. So they do not get folded automatically. So second statement is wrong. Misfolding of protein can cause a number of diseases. Yes, that is right. And that is wrong in case of Parkinson's disease. It is wrongly folded, right? So that is neurological disease, Parkinson's disease. So third statement is right. Misfolding can create huge number of diseases. Proteins takes precise three-dimensional shape to become functional entities. So 1 and 3 options are right. C is the answer. C is the answer. Consider the following statement. Traditional way of diagnosing cancer is through histopathology, where the tumor tissues are sliced and examined under microscope. Digital histopathology involves use of deep learning techniques and machine learning to diagnose cancer by looking at whole size images of the tumor. Which of the above statements are correct? Digital histopathology. So both the statements are correct regarding histopathology, right? Traditional way of diagnosing cancer is through histopathology, where tumor is sliced and examined under microscope, and digital histopathology involves deep learning techniques and machine learning to diagnose cancer and by looking at the whole side images of the tumor. So both the statements are correct regarding Okay. Next question. What are the applications of carbon nanotubes? Carbon nanotubes. They are used as semiconductors in electrical circuits. They can be used to reinforce graphite in tennis rackets. They can be used container for transporting a drug in the body. Carbon nanotube transporting a drug, that is the most important. Yes, they can reinforce graphite in tennis rackets. Use as semiconductor. Yes, carbon nanotubes can be used as semiconductors. So all these are applications of carbon nanotubes, right? 1, 2, 3, all the options are right. They are also used as semiconductors in electrical circuits. Carbon nanotubes, they can be also used as semiconductors in electrical circuits, right? Consider the following statements. The consumption of alcohol by pilots can be known by conducting pre-flight and post-flight breath analyzer tests. Pre-flight and post-flight breath analyzer test. When the blood alcohol levels are zero in the body, there will be no effect hangover. No effect of hangover. Which the following statements are correct? The consumption of alcohol by pilots can be not conducting free flight and post. This is right. But whenever alcohol level is zero, we cannot say that it is not a hangover. There is chances that it will be that is due to another component that is called as congeners that may cause hangover, right? So even when blood alcohol level is zero in the body, there may be hangover. So true statement is wrong. So one only is the answer. Consider the following statements regarding carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes have higher strength than steel, but also weight significantly more. Carbon nanotubes have higher strength than steel, but weight significantly more. First statement is wrong. Weight is less, significantly less than. Carbon nanotubes have significantly less weight than the steel. Right? It is 10 times stronger than the steel. It is 100 times stronger than the steel. Carbon nanotubes. It is 100 times stronger than the steel. But 1/6 heavy. Here it is hardly 1/6 heavy. So nanotube fibers could strengthen almost any material. Right? It can, if it is used, that will strengthen any material. They can conduct heat and electricity better than copper. Carbon nanotubes, yes, they can conduct heat and electricity better than copper. So, 2 option is right regarding carbon nanotubes. Parvovirus, recently seen in news, is contagious virus and is affecting dogs, bats, pigs, or chicken and dogs. Parvovirus is basically highly contagious viral disease that is life-threatening for dogs. Right? Parvovirus, that is a life-threatening disease for puppies or dogs. Mortality rate is around 90%. Parvovirus mortality rate is around 90%. Consider the following statements regarding proton therapy. What is proton therapy? It is a non-invasive treatment of cancer. Proton therapy is a non-invasive treatment of cancer. Once proton therapy is conducted, the patient has very minimal chances of getting cancer from residual cancer again. Which of the following statements are right? Both statements are right. Proton therapy, it is a non-invasive treatment of cancer. That means that is radiotherapy, non-invasive. Radiotherapy, it is an advanced version of radiotherapy. Right? Proton therapy, it is very precise radiation therapy. Radiation therapy that kill the cancer cells. Right? In which a beam of high energy protons are passed in the body. High energy protons are passed and then they kill the cancer cells. Once proton therapy is conducted, the patient has very minimal chance of getting cancer from residual cancer cell again. So both the statements are right. It is highly efficient. So there is very minimal chances. right? The type of external beam radiation therapy, that is proton therapy. Consider the following statements regarding LIDAR, light detection and ranging. Light detection and ranging LIDAR. It is a remote sensing method that uses light from a pulse laser to calculate objects' variable distance on the Earth's surface. It is right, light detection and ranging. Various substance distances that it uses a pulse laser to calculate variable distances from Earth's surface. It is a remote sensing method. It can generate three-dimensional information about the shape of Earth and surface characteristics. Three-dimensional information about shape of Earth. Yes, it is right. The use of LIDAR is restricted to natural environment. Yes, it is. How can it be restricted to natural environment? It is obviously it will not be restricted to natural environment. It can be allowed in both natural and man-made environment with high accuracy, precision and flexibility. LIDAR system. So 1 and 2 options are right regarding LIDAR system, that is light detection ranging, light detection and ranging. Consider the following statements regarding geolites. Geolites are highly porous 3D meshes of silica and alumina. Geolites are highly porous 3D meshes of silica and alumina. In nature, they occur where volcanic outflow have met water. They are used in oxygen concentrators that separate oxygen from nitrogen in the air. Which of the following statements are regarding geolites? All the statements are correct regarding geolites, that is highly porous 3D meshes of silica and alumina. In nature, they occur where volcanic outflow have met water. They are used in oxygen concentrators that separate oxygen from the nitrogen in the air. So 1, 2, 3, all the options are right. Next. Consider the following statements regarding dengue disease. The disease has a seasonal pattern and it is not uniformly distributed throughout the year. Yes, in certain time of the year, it has a singular. It has a property of seasonal pattern, right? Especially during a particular period of the year, dengue occurs, right? And not distributed throughout the year. This is right. The peak for this is coming soon after the winter season. Peak for this coming soon after the winter season. This statement is wrong. It is soon after the monsoon. Right? After monsoon. Then ELISA tests are used to detect dengue. Yes, ELISA tests that can be used to detect dengue and also AIDS or HIV. In both the cases, ELISA tests are done. 1 and 3 options are right. Consider the following statements. India does not permit commercial cultivation of GM rice, genetically modified rice. Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee GEAC. Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is the apex regulator of GM crops in India. GM seed companies must mandatorily obtain permission from Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee for conducting field trials for GM crops in India. Right. Which the following statements are correct regarding in India does not permit commercial cultivation of GM rice. Yes, only we have permitted the BT cotton. Right. GM rice has not been permitted. So first statement is right. Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is the apex regulator for GM crops in India. Yes, that is right. GM seed companies must mandatorily obtain permission from GAC for conducting field trials of GM crops in India. This is no, this is not from these field trials. They need this permission from the states, not from the GESE, right? So the GM seed companies then need the permission of the states to conduct genetic engineering appraisal committee to conduct GM crops field trial. So third statement is wrong. 1 and 2 are right regarding GM crops, genetically modified crops. That means those crops which are drought resistant, pest resistant, and specialized crops that are genetically developed by genetic engineering. Those crops are developed. Right. In case of India, we are widely using BT cotton, but we have not allowed DMH mustard or BT brinjal because we have not studied the long-term impacts of GM crops. There are many allegations that they may cause genetic mutations. Some say that they may cause develop cancer. All these things. So that's why GM crops it has been not been permitted in case of India. It is cultivated. It is started by biotechnology. It's an application of biotechnology, that is genetically modified crops. They are drought resistant and pest resistant. Okay. Now consider the following statements regarding Norovirus. What is this Norovirus? Norovirus is similar to diarrhea inducing viruses. Norovirus is highly contagious, can be transmitted through contaminated food, water, and surface food, water, and other surfaces. Right. Virus get killed by steaming food in chlorinating water. By steaming food in chlorinating water, every food is almost steamed. So virus do not killed by that. So first and second statements are right. It is similar to diarrhea-inducing rotavirus, and norovirus is highly contagious, can be transmitted by food, water, and surfaces. Right. So norovirus it is resistant to many disinfectants, right? And up to 60% it can stand up to 60 degrees Celsius, right? So norovirus also can survive in case of many hand sanitizers. These are the properties of norovirus, that is similar to rotavirus, and that causes diarrhea like diseases. So 1 and 2 options are right. Consider the following statements regarding metaverse recently seen in the news. Metaverse is a parallel virtual world where users can have different identities, positions, and characters. It's a parallel and virtual world. Metaverse is a parallel and virtual world where users can have different identities, positions, and characters. Facebook is the only company which has built a metaverse. Yes. So, see. Whenever there is some sentence like only, then sentence this is wrong. Generally, they are wrong. So it is not. Facebook has not. It is not the only company which has made metaverse, right? Interoperability is the key of success of metaverse. Services could be offered virtually with exchange of virtual assets or cryptocurrencies. Yes, services can be given virtually. It is not something one company can build, right? Facebook. So it is not only Facebook is working on this. Many companies are working on metaverse. So 1, 3, 4 are the answers. So metaverse is a parallel virtual world where users have different identities, positions, and characters. They can work, play, learn, solve, create anything. All these things they can learn in metaverse by using cryptocurrencies. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4 options are right. Osiris, coins which Kuber, coin DCX are the example of Osiris. These are examples of crypto exchanges. Osiris, coin which Kuber, and coin DCX. These are example of crypto exchanges, not cryptocurrency, where there you can transact the cryptocurrencies. So B is the answer. Consider the following statements regarding hybrid immunity with reference to SARS-CoV-2. Hybrid immunity refers to a combination of natural infection with single dose of vaccine. Hybrid immunity refers to combination of natural infection with a single dose of vaccine. Several studies show that hybrid immunity provides greater protection than fully vaccinated people without prior infection. Right. What is this hybrid immunity? It refers to combination of natural infection with a single dose of vaccine. Yes. Several studies show that hybrid immunity provides greater protection than the fully vaccinated people without prior infection. Yes. Immunological advantage of hybrid immunity arises from memory B cells. Memory B cells which evolve in the lymph nodes. So all the statements are right regarding hybrid immunity. Right? Hybrid immunity means that is single dose of vaccine along with one infection. Genetically modified foods are derived from plants whose genes are artificially modified, usually by inserting genetic material from another organism in order to give a new property such as increased yield. That means increased yield. There are applications of GM crops, especially they are asking for GM crops. So what are the applications of GM crops? Increased yield, genetically modified, obviously there will be increased yields. Tolerance to herbicides. Yes, resistance to disease and drought resistance and crop resistance. Improve its nutritional value. All the options are right regarding GM crops, right? Genetically modified crops, that is application of genetic engineering, right? And that is drought resistant, pest resistant, and that makes a crop improve the nutritional value and increase the productivity of that crop. For example, BT cotton. After the development of BT cotton, 90% of Indian cotton cultivators they have left the traditional cotton cultivation and they have started cultivating BT cotton. So these all are the application of GM crops, genetically modified crops. Okay, just a second. Okay, next. Consider the following statements. No GM food crop have ever been approved for commercial cultivation and field trials in India. This is wrong. BT cotton has been approved. So first statement is wrong. Amongst the countries, and BT brinjal, DMS mustard, they are in research. The research now research is continuing to study their long-term impacts. So obviously this is wrong. Field trials have been allowed for around 20 GM crops. Field trials have been allowed, right? Among the countries which buy Indian rice, West Asian nation, UK and US are the biggest importers of non-basmati rice, right? Which of the following statements are they are the importers of here? They are the biggest importers of basmati rice, right? But non-basmati rice, therefore non-basmati rice, it is the African countries, especially African countries, they purchase non-basmati rice and basmati rice, that is these countries UK, US and West Asian nations, they import basmati rice. Non-basmati rice goes to African countries. Both those statements are incorrect regarding GM food crops. International Lunar Research Station ILRS project is a planned project by United States of America, China, India, European Union, right? International Lunar Research Station. It is a plan by China, right? International Lunar Research Station IRLS. This is a plan by China to reach the south pole of the moon. Okay. So B is the answer. Consider the following statements regarding geospatial data. Geospatial data is the data about objects or events that have a location on the surface of Earth. Geospatial data can be provided for only those objects that are static in nature. Which of the following statements are correct regarding geospatial data? It is about objects or events at a location of the surface of Earth. No, it is not only static but also dynamic. Both static and dynamic in nature, geospatial data can be given, right? So one only statement is the right answer. For example, somebody is moving in GPS, that is a geospatial data, but it is not static. Somebody is delivering a particular food, that is not static. So one only is the option. Consider the following statements regarding DeFi technology, that is decentralized finance. DeFi technology, that is decentralized finance. DeFi formula is an umbrella term for financial services on public blockchains. In case of public blockchains, with DeFi one can with DeFi one can do most of the things that the banks support, like earn interest, borrow, lend, buy insurance, trade derivatives, assets. So all these things that can be done with DeFi. Okay. First statement is right. It is public blockchains based on blockchain technology, and it is a feature of cryptocurrency. With DeFi finance, one can most of the things in bank support like earn interest, borrow land, buy insurance, derivative, and assets. It is faster and does not require any third party. Yes, it does not require any third party. It is highly encrypted between the two parties, and we both are suppose sender and the receiver, that is encrypted. No third party can get the access. Consider the following statements regarding telecom spectrum. Regarding telecom, globally 5G ecosystems are very well developed in the 700 MHz band and gives very wide base of coverage. Yes, this is right. 700 MHz band, which is best suited to coverage for high density areas, is the ideal data networks for consumer-led services, right? And 700 MHz they can provide range of 6 to 10 kilometers. Yes, this will provide 5G services where network speed will be 10 to 20 Gbps, right? And now it is hardly 100 Mbps or 150 Mbps, but in case of 5G ecosystem, it will be 10 to 20 Gbps. It will be the speed. Here all the statements are correct. 700 MHz band, and it gives very wide base coverage, and that is best suited for high density areas. Okay. Consider the following statement regarding open network digital commerce. Open network digital commerce is a government-backed project which is aimed at enabling small merchants in India to access process and techniques that are typically deployed large e-commerce platforms. It is a non-profit company established by government DIPP, that is Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT. Facebook has become the first big company to join open network digital commerce. Which of the following statements are correct? It is a government-backed project that aimed enabling small merchants in India to access processes and technology that are typically deployed at the being large e-commerce platforms. Promotion of industry and internal trade. Both first and second statements are right. Facebook is it's not the first big company that have joined open network digital commerce. It is Microsoft. Microsoft is the first company that has joined open network digital commerce. So 1 and 2 only statements are right. Consider the following statements regarding IMEI number. IMEI is a unique 10 digits number. No, this is not a 10 digits number. It is a 15 digit number that is in every mobile. 15 digit number. IMEI, it is a 15 digit number. It is a unique number that to identify device in a mobile network. A dual SIM phone will have 2 IMEI numbers. Yes, dual SIM phones will have 2 IMEI numbers. It is practically impossible to alter the IMEI numbers of phones since they are attempt to alter the IMEI. No, it is not impossible. It can be altered. So this is also wrong. Right? This is wrong. So 1 and 3 are wrong. So only 2 only is the answer. IMEI can be changed. Many fraud people, they are changing the IMEI. So usually they are not getting identified. So dual SIM will have 2 IMEI numbers. That is right. So 2 option is right. Consider the following statements regarding polio. Polio affects mainly children under 5 years of age. Yes, this is right. Only children under 5 years of age are getting affected. More than 50% those infected with polio leads to irreversible paralysis. Right? Okay. It's not 50%. Around 1 in 200 infections lead to irreversible paralysis. So this second statement is wrong. It is not 50%. There is no cure for polio. But it is entirely preventable. So yes, this is no cure for polio, but this is entirely preventable by taking vaccine, polio vaccine. So 1 and 3 options are right. Why it is preventable? Because many countries are declared polio free. 1 and 3 options are right. So it can be entirely preventable. Consider the following statements regarding West Nile virus. West Nile virus. Birds are the main host of West Nile virus. Most people who are infected by West Nile virus do not develop any symptoms or any experience of mild to moderate illness. Vaccines and medicines are available that specifically treat West Nile virus infections. So, which of the following statements are correct? Birds are main host of West Nile. This is right. Most people who are infected by West Nile virus do not develop any symptoms. May experience mild and moderate illness. This is also right. But vaccines and medicines are available specifically to treat West Nile virus. No, medicines are not available. It's a viral infection. Medicines are not available, right? So these are 1 and 2 options are right. Whenever you see a viral disease, generally there is medicines are not available. They are cured by vaccines. So 1 and 2 options are right. Consider the following statements regarding semiconductors. Semiconductors are materials that have electrical connectivity between conductors and insulators. Yes, conductors are the topmost materials. For example, conductors. Conductors are those materials in which electrical conductivity is very high. That is, the electrons can move freely. That is conductor. Insulator, when electrons cannot move them, are insulators. And what are semiconductors? They are between conductors and insulator. There is also supercomputers. There is also superconductors, right? Where resistance is almost zero. There is entirely, yes. What are semiconductors? They are entirely made up of silicon. Semiconductors can be some. There are various types of semiconductors. Right. They can be germanium, silicon, and other types of semiconductors. So second step. Whenever you see word like entirely, generally they are wrong. Semiconductor manufacturing unit vulnerable even tiniest disruptions, whether from dust particles or distant earthquakes. This is right. So both the 1 and 2 options are right regarding semiconductor industries. Next. Now there is huge applications of semiconductor devices in case of memory chips, in case of creation of various electronic devices. Semiconductors are being used. Logic chips, semiconductors are being used. So 1 and 2 options are right. Consider the following statements regarding lymphatic filariasis. Lymphatic filariasis, commonly known as elephantiasis, is a neglected tropical disease. It is caused by parasites called as nematodes, roundworms, in the family of Filariodidia. Under lymphatic filariasis, infections occurs when filaria parasites are transmitted to the humans by direct contact. Which of the following statements are correct regarding lymphatic filariasis? Here, first, lymphatic filariasis, commonly known as elephantiasis, is a neglected tropical disease, right? It infection happens when filarious parasites are transferred to humans through mosquitoes. Generally, this it happens. So it causes parasites classified as nematodes or roundworms, that is the roundworms of the family Filariodidia. These parasites enters human body by mosquitoes and they causes lymphatic filariasis, right? And under lymphatic filariasis, infections occur when filariasis are transmitted to human by direct contact. First statement is wrong. It is filariasis do not transmitted to humans just because direct contact, right? So 1 and 2 options are right. They are classified as nematodes or roundworms, and that is called as elephantiasis. It is a neglected tropical disease. HIV is contrary to the following statements regarding human immunodeficiency virus. HIV is an infection that attacks the human immune system by destroying the body's CD4 cells. Typically, the time between HIV transmission and AIDS diagnosis is 10 to 15 years, although it may occur sooner. HIV does not spread through breast milk from infected to mother and child. What is the following statements right regarding HIV? So, first statement, it infection attacks immune system, right? That lead to acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, AIDS. The last stage of HIV is AIDS. That will destroy the immune system of the body. That is called as CD4 cells are destroyed, right? Typically, the time between HIV transmission and diagnosis is 10 to 15 years. HIV transmission and diagnosis 10 to 15 years, although it may occur sooner. Yes. So B is right. Breast milk can be a carrier of HIV. So third statement is wrong. So 1 and 2 options are right regarding human immunodeficiency virus or HIV. Which the following statements are true? Describe Hayabusa 2 mission. Hayabusa 2 mission recently seen in the news. Which the following statements are true? It is Hayabusa 2 mission. This is launched by Japan. Right, Japan has launched Hayabusa 2 missions, and that is a mission to study asteroid Ryugu. Asteroid Ryugu, that is launched by JAXA. That is Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. JAXA has launched Hayabusa 2 to study the asteroid Ryugu, which has brought around 5.4 grams of rocks or dust from the asteroid to Earth. Right. So C is the answer. Okay. Consider the following statements regarding lumpy skin disease. Now, lumpy skin disease, it has been spreading in the cattle, right? Thousands of lakhs of cattle has died in Rajasthan and Gujarat in the western India region. So, what is lumpy skin disease? Lumpy skin disease, LSD, is a viral infection to cattle. Yes, it is a viral infection to cattle. LSD spreads through houseflies and mosquitoes. It spreads through houseflies and mosquitoes. There is no reported cases of lumpy skin diseases in India. This is enough. Right. Now there is lots of cases that are already happened in case of India. So 1 and 2 options are right regarding lumpy skin disease for cattle spread through houseflies and mosquitoes. Okay, so both the statements are right. So the lectures completed here, and you can see the previous lectures just by going to Manik IAS. I have already discussed many previous many questions, MCQs, both on current affairs and basics. You may see them, and like this video, share and subscribe to Manik IAS. Thank you.